Okay, so you're managing a big commercial space project, maybe a hotel, a university dining hall, even a corporate office. Getting the furniture right. Well, it's not like picking a sofa from a catalog, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into custom seating, custom tables, the complexity just skyrockets. What holds it all together? What makes it last?
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today. You sent over this pretty hefty stack of documents about CCB Industries.
Yeah, that's right. Carolina Custom Booth and Carolina Custom Table Company. We've got corporate profiles, spec sheets, notes on their production, materials, logistics, the whole setup they have down in High Point, North Carolina.
So our goal here really is to cut through the industry talk and pull out the key things for you. Like, what's the deal with their wood strategy? They seem to have this dual species thing going on.
Right. And how deep does the customization really go? Plus, their delivery model seems kind of unique, proprietary even. We want to pack that.
Because when you're buying furniture for, say, a high-traffic area, it's not just about looks. It needs to be engineered, really, built to take a beating.
Absolutely. It's this interesting mix of traditional craft and serious industrial process.
Okay, let's start with the basics then. Just the sheer scale of this operation. CCB isn't some small workshop.
No, definitely not. They're a major player, and they make a point of saying they're more than just restaurant booths.
Right. Serving hospitals, universities, churches, hotels, offices, pretty much any large commercial space.
And the scale backs that up. We're talking combined facilities over 145,000 square feet down there in High Point.
Wow.
But what's really interesting isn't just the size, it's how they break it down. It's very segmented.
Yeah, I saw that. Separate departments, wood shop, frame department, cutting and sewing, upholstery, final assembly.
And get this, a dedicated tabletop and panel department that's over 45,000 square feet by itself.
So that level of specialization, that vertical integration, it means they control almost everything, right? From raw wood to finished piece.
Pretty much. Less reliance on outside suppliers for the core stuff. That gives them huge control over materials, quality, and probably helps avoid bottlenecks. It feeds directly into how they build things.
Makes sense. Control the inputs, control the outputs. Though I did notice in the corporate profile, they took the time to mention Ruby Ann.
Yes, Ruby Ann, the official office greeter, photography, and product model.
And CCB's only top dog. Gotta appreciate that.
A little bit of personality, sure. But let's get back to the structure, the bones of their products, because this wood strategy seems really central. Section 2, the core materials.
Right. This wood divide, as they call it, it seems pretty strict.
Very. They have a standard policy. Ash is for the parts you see and touch. Poplar is for the hidden structure.
Okay, so ash. That's the standard for exposed wood, like tabletops, visible legs, or columns.
Exactly. Solid ash tops, they mention 1.5-inch butcher block, 1.75-inch random plank styles. It's a hardwood, takes finish as well, looks good. It's the presentation wood.
And poplar.
Poplars, the workhorse. Used almost exclusively for the internal framing of seating. The notes specify 78-inch poplar solids combined with 34-inch plywood for those frames.
Why poplar for that? Is it just cost?
Cost is likely part of it, sure. Poplar can be less expensive than ash, but it's also stable, strong enough for framing, and easy to work with. It makes a good backbone.
Okay, but here's something I thought was really interesting, connecting back to the internal choices. The poplar they use for framing, it's tied to sustainability.
Yes, that jumped out at me too. The sources say it comes from certified sustainable forests, and they highlight this stat. 2.3 trees replanted for every one harvested.
That's kind of an aha moment, right? The wood you don't see, the structural stuff, is where they're really pushing the sustainable sourcing.
Precisely. It's smart. Use the more sustainable, possibly more cost-effective option for the high-volume internal parts. It's this blend of environmental thought and practical manufacturing.
But it's not always hidden, right? I saw poplar gets used as the exposed wood sometimes.
Good catch. Yeah, for specific looks, like their Oldie Barn series. Apparently, poplar takes certain distressing techniques really well. Those saw marks, planer marks, gives it that specific rustic vibe.
And they mix it up too. The Farmhouse series uses several woods.
Right. Ash, maple, poplar, cherry, all blended together for that multi-species look on the tabletops.
So that ability to swap roles, wood as structure versus wood as feature, that comes back to having their own big wood shop controlling the process.
Exactly. Which leads us nicely into the next bit. Section 3, extreme customization. Because the material control enables all this variety.
Yeah, the range of basic booth styles is already pretty wide. I mean, they list names like the Shelby, the Charlotte, the Raleigh, the High Point.
And those are just starting points like templates. The real complexity, the deep customization, comes in the details, especially the upholstery.
The inside back, right. The ISB options. You can take almost any base style and make it look completely different just by changing the back.
Totally. You got all the channel options. Horizontal, vertical, square channels. Then the tufting. Diamond biscuit, blind diamond, blind biscuit.
Plus accents like push buttons, head rolls, or that V back thing for a retro diner look.
It's kind of mind-boggling to think about managing the inventory and production for all those variations while keeping the structure sound underneath.
But it's not just the soft parts, the upholstery. The customization gets structural, almost architectural, like the finished wood outside back option.
Ah, the OSB. Yeah, that's clever.
Right. Instead of the client having to build a permanent half wall behind a row of booths.
You just order the booth with a finished wood back panel. Looks good, saves construction costs, and crucially, you can move the seating later if the space needs change. Much more flexible.
Super practical for commercial spaces that might need reconfiguring. And even tiny details are customizable, like the nailhead trim.
Yeah, 2 standard sizes, small and large, with different finishes, natural, bronze, nickel. It lets designers really dial in the look.
And for anyone managing a brand across multiple locations, the table finishes are key. They have standard stains, sure, like 9 of them, CCB natural, vintage, black.
But the really important one you flagged is the custom-to-match option.
Exactly. If you need the tables to perfectly match, say, some existing millwork or cabinets in the space, you send them a sample and they'll match it.
Now hold on. If they have 9 standards, why is custom matching so critical? Is it tricky to get that perfect match, especially with commercial-grade finishes?
Well, the sources emphasize it's an in-house skill. Remember that huge tabletop department? They position custom to match as the way to guarantee brand consistency when you've got other materials, maybe from other suppliers, in the same room.
Okay, so it's about matching other things, not just their own standard finishes. That takes serious skill in the finishing booth, tweaking pigments, sealers, everything to get it right on their wood, matching something totally different.
It really highlights their technical depth. And speaking of specialized finishes, we have to talk about that charred ash.
Right. Inspired by whiskey barrels and that Japanese technique, shosugiban.
It sounds intense. They actually use flame and heat applied right to the ash.
Yeah, it's not a stain. It's a controlled burn, then they burnish it. It darkens the wood and makes the grain pop in a way you just can't get with chemicals. Gives it a really unique kind of rustic or industrial feel.
Okay, so you've got the specialized making, the material control down pat, endless design options, but none of that helps if it shows up broken, late, or leaves a huge mess.
Precisely. Which brings us to section 4, the service differentiator. Logistics and speed. This seems to be a huge part of their value proposition.
It starts with their mission statement, which is pretty straightforward. We will give our customers what they are paying for. We will communicate. And most of all, we will do what we say we will do.
That focus on communication and follow-through seems to be the foundation for their logistics. Because making great stuff is one thing, getting it there reliably is another challenge entirely.
And the big differentiator here, according to the sources, is their very own delivery company.
Yeah, that's a game changer. They're not relying on third-party freight companies, mostly. They use their own trucks, their own trained staff, end-to-end control.
And that allows them to use that pad-wrapped technique. No cardboard boxes, just blankets.
Which, they claim, results in an almost unbelievable 98% damage-free rate. Think about that. Plus, way less packaging waste, which ties back to that sustainability theme we saw with the poplar.
And the standard delivery isn't just curbside drop-off, it's inside delivery.
Right. Included in the price. They bring it inside, put it where it needs to go, connect sections if it's banquettes, make minor adjustments.
But they also offer add-ons, right, for extra cost.
Yeah, crucial extras for project managers. Things like assembly of the CCB tables and bases, huge time saver on site.
Flexible delivery times, 2 nights, weekends. Essential if the site can't shut down during business hours.
And maybe the biggest one, removal and disposal of the old furniture. Taking out the existing stuff.
That's massive. Managing the whole transition from the factory floor to the new stuff in place and the old stuff gone, that simplifies things immensely for the buyer.
Definitely adds a lot of value. But they're also careful to draw a line.
Yes. The caveat. They're very clear. Inside delivery does not mean installation.
Right. They don't secure anything to floors, walls, platforms, no anchoring, no permanent attachment.
That's the customer's job, or usually the general contractor's responsibility. CCB sets it in place, but the final fixing is on the client.
It's an important distinction. Manage expectations. Okay, one last thing on this front. Speed. Sometimes custom takes too long.
Right, the express lane. For when time is tight, they have specific product lines, the designer special, the shop special series.
And these can bypass some of the deeper custom processes. The promise is ready to ship in 3 to 4 weeks or less after approvals.
So they offer both. The deep, slower custom work and a faster, slightly more limited option. Shows they understand the different pressures buyers face.
It really paints a picture of a tightly managed system, blending material science, ash versus poplar, with deep customization, and then wrapping it all in this highly controlled logistics network.
Optimizing every single step, basically. From choosing sustainable poplar for frames to that pad wrap delivery, ensuring it arrives pristine.
And the ultimate goal, as you said earlier, is durability. Furniture that lasts in demanding commercial environments.
Which brings us to a final thought. You found something interesting buried in the specs about tabletop coats.
Yeah, it's a fascinating little detail that speaks volumes about durability expectations. For their tables, they offer a premium top coat option. The technical name is 2K acrylic polyurethane plus polyester sealer.
Okay. Sounds technical. What's the significance?
Well, that specific type of finish, it's known for being used by major yacht manufacturers for boat interiors.
Wait, yacht interiors on a restaurant table.
Exactly. Think about it. High-end boat interiors need to withstand constant exposure to moisture, sun, spills, chemicals, wear and tear. It's an incredibly harsh environment.
So they're using marine-grade protection on commercial furniture.
That's the implication. It suggests the level of performance expected in these high-traffic commercial settings is so high, they're borrowing material science from the marine industry to meet it. It makes you think, doesn't it, about how much unseen technology goes into making something truly durable and long-lasting.